But yeah, so you do have basically unlimited firebolts. I think it says it's like a casting time of. Oh no, it says it's instant. So that's what's up. That's pretty much what I expected. So, you think you're ready to hop back into it?
Ready whenever you are, bud.
Alright, so, where we last left off, you and Jeklar had just rounded up about 3 horses and a good bit of hay, and y'all were about to begin making your way back to the village. So, unless you have anything you want to do before you guys continue forward, we will proceed with that.
I kind of forgot what we were necessarily doing. We're trying to go back to the town, you said? We already got the scarecrows built?
So the scarecrows are not built yet. You just finished gathering the hay. That's how you acquired the 3 horses.
Our deadly ass fight with horses.
Yeah.
Alright, I guess we will proceed back to town.
Alright. So you and Jeklar are sitting atop your 2 horses and the third one's leading, and y'all are just kind of slowly making your way back through all the terrain. You know, as you go further deeper into it, you can see all the greenery and foliage start to get real thick and crazy again. You can tell you're getting a lot closer, and I'd say a good little while passed, give or take, within an hour though. You get just about on the outskirts of the village, and you see Uther walking in this direction, and he sees you and he quickly throws his hands up in the air waving, and he says, Hey, guys.
Uthor, we found us some horses.
Jeklar gives him a little wave as he looks over to you and then back to Uther, and Uther reaches right in front of you, and he looks over the 3 horses. These are some beauties. Oh my gosh, wow. So, did you name them?
Oh yeah, my horse's name is Rhea.
And mine is Atlas. I believe that's what it was. Wow, guys, this is really cool. What about this third baby over here? Y'all named this one?
Sadly, no.
He looks at your horse, and then he looks at Jeklar's. Which one's faster?
Well, my horse most definitely.
Jeklar places his hand over his chest and looks at you. We do not know that.
Come on, Jeklar. I'm the main character. My horse is faster.
Uther lets out a, oh, boys, this sounds like a perfect opportunity to race and test this out right now.
Alright, fine. Yeah, let's race these horses.
Jeklar hops off real quick, and he begins pulling the rope of his horse off the truck thing, or whatever you want to call it, the trailer. And he looks at you. We very well shall see then. We very well shall. And Uther claps his hands together. Oh, boys. You go ahead and line up, and I'll tell you when it's time to go.
Alright, I'm going to mount my horse.
Alright. So you guys are side by side facing in the direction away from the village, because if you were to try and race them, you'd just go straight to the village. And I've wrote some rules for how we're going to do this, right? So the goal is to get to 300. Now, this is the trial run thing I was telling you about. I have not tested this or anything, so we're winging it. But the goal is to get to 300. So let's say that's 300 meters, okay? And we take turns rolling a 20-sided dice, and you add up your score. So say the first time you roll a 15 and the second time you roll 20, you now have 35 points, okay? And every 50 points your horse gets, you have to make a dex save with the difficulty class of 13 to successfully jump over any obstacle that could potentially be in the way. And if you roll a 20, it will give you an extra roll. So let's say you rolled a 20 and then you roll again and get a 13. You get to add 33 in one turn instead of just a one roll. But if you Yeah, okay, but so with the jumping thing, if you successfully beat the DC class of 13, you also get to add that to your current roll, if that makes sense.
Okay. It makes sense.
Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and try this bad boy out. Uther puts his hands in the air, standing in the middle of y'all's two horses, and he goes, "Go!" And he quickly swings his hand down. So I will let you go first, and I'm gonna keep up with the math on my end over here.
Alrighty. First roll of the night. What do we get? 15.
15, alright? So that is the equivalent to you running 15 meters, right?
Alright.
Alright. And Atlas rolls a 10. So far you're a little ahead. Alright. What that horse about to do?
And my horse is going to roll 8.
8. Alright. So that would put you at 23. I wasn't sure if 300 meters this way is going to be too far. We'll see. Atlas goes 20. Okay, so that's a natural 20. And then with that, he gets to roll again and keep that. And that's an 18, so he just got 38 in one turn. So that's a pretty good boost right there. Alright, so now it's your turn.
I rolled a 17.
17, alright, so that's gonna put you at 40. Alright, so Jeklar's horse gets a 5, which puts him to 53, but he has reached 50 points, so I'm going to do a dex save. Let me go look at what his dex modifier is. That's a +1. So he has to roll a 13 for to get himself to get extra speed. And he did not. He rolled a 9, so that doesn't count. He just gets the original 5. And so that puts him at 53. Alright. So his horse is pulled just a little bit farther ahead of yours, but you know yours can catch up. Let's see what you roll.
I rolled a 14.
14, alright. So that puts you at 54. So go ahead and make that dex check now.
Ooh, 20.
Alright, so then that's going to be... And what's your dex modifier? Because I'm going to add that too.
Oh, I don't have my laptop pulled up, damn.
I can check that for you.
Yeah.
Oh, so you have a +2. So you got 54 plus 22. With that's going to be 76. Alright, so your horse quickly jumps over a branch in the middle of the path while Jeklar's tripped over the same one. You pull ahead of Jeklar a good little bit, but Jeklar and Atlas quickly try to catch up. Oh my god, I got another 20. That's crazy. So, okay, 20 plus my next. Oh my god, that's a 19. Holy shit, so that would be 39. So, I should have pulled out a calculator for this. Let me do that real quick. 53 plus 39. Oh, wait, I fucked that. Plus 39. So that puts Jeklar at 92, and you are at 76. His horse shoots forward like it's never had, or it's never wanted something more. Alright, what's Rhea gonna pull off? Is that it, Rhea?
Yeah, Rhea. I just rolled a 14.
Alright, so that puts you up at 80. Not too far behind, not too far. Alright, so Atlas got 11, which would put him at 103, and now he has to make a dex save. And he beats it by 1, so that's going to be 103 plus 14.
Alright, time for me to roll.
Alright, roll that bad boy.
I rolled a 17.
Hell yeah. So you're not too far behind. You're at a 97 now. Atlas quickly rolls for a 17, which puts him at 134. So y'all almost at the halfway point. Hit that bad boy up.
I rolled a 3.
3. Alright. And go ahead and make your dex check, because that puts you exactly at 100.
19.
Alright, so 119. Alright, not too far behind. Atlas quickly tries to shoot forward even faster and rolls an 11. So that puts Atlas at 145. Alright, your go.
Fuck is that? 18.
18. Alright. That puts you at 137. Alright, let's see what Atlas gets. That is a 16. So that puts it at 151. And then he has to make his dex check, which he hit perfectly, actually. It's right on 13. So that makes it 164. Alright, your turn. You're only a little bit behind him, about 20 meters.
17.
Alright, catching up. And go ahead and make a dex check again.
Roll a 6.
Okay, so you don't get any bonus there. So you're at 154. Alright, so Atlas gets an 11, which puts him at 175.
Oh, nat 20.
Hell yeah, so roll that bad boy one more time.
18.
Alright, so that puts you right ahead. You shoot right across in front of Jeklar and Atlas by a good 20 meters. 192. And so Atlas quickly tries to catch back up and only rolls a 10. He just can't quite pull it off as fast as you are. 185. Alright, your go.
Rolled a 9.
Alright. Oh, wait. So, go ahead and make a dex check, too, because that puts you over 200. Almost there.
13.
Alright, so that puts you at 214. Alright, and Atlas rolled an 18, which would make it 203, so he rolls a dex check, which he failed. So you are still ahead by about 11 meters. You can hear Uther in the background cheering, "Go! Go! Go!"
I rolled a 7.
Alright, a 7 puts you to 221. Alright. Ooh, I only got a 4 that time, so that puts me at 207.
Can't roll high all the time, can we?
Yeah, guess not.
I rolled an 11.
Alright, so that puts you at 232. Alright, and we got a 12 on my end, which should be 215. So you're about 17 meters faster right now.
Oh shit, another nat 20.
Hell yeah. Fuck it up.
And a 10 right behind it.
Alright, so that's plus 30 then. So that puts you at 262. Go ahead and roll that dex check too.
16.
Oh my god, that's a really good one for you. That puts you up to 278, bro.
Winning this race now.
Hell yeah, I don't know if Atlas could pull that back up. Oh my god, okay, so that's a natural 20. Alright, so
God damn it.
plus a 15, so 215 plus 35. Oh, it's 250, so he gets to make his dex check now. And he got a critical failure. Let me see what I guess I didn't make a roll for that, but since it's a dex check, he just fails it really bad and trips over the thing. His horse stumbles and stops for a second and then begins running again. So you're still about 28 far, or 28 ahead, yeah.
I rolled a 5.
Alright, so 282. Alright, so Jeklar is behind 32 meters, but he gets a 6.
Oh my god. Fucking 3.
3. Oof. So 285. Alright, here we go. Come on, wish Jeklar luck. Oh my god, he got a 1. So I'm going to say he gets, because it's a 1, I'm not even going to add the 1 point. He just did that bad. Like, the horse is running tired at this point. 300 meters. 300 meters probably isn't very accurate for how far of a horse can run, but for this scenario, he's out of breath. He's tired. He decides to take a second. So you're going.
Well, they have been pulling cargo, and we did just fight them not too long ago.
Very true. Very true.
All right. Damn, I didn't even roll them this right. Rolled a 13.
Alright, so that's going to put you at 298. Unless your horse just, like, dies or something this time, there ain't no way Jeklar's catching up. He rolled a 3, so that puts him at 260. So, your turn. Don't roll a 1.
Watch me roll a 1 because you said it. Sure enough, I rolled a damn 1.
For real, for real?
For real.
Alright, I'll give you the 1 point at least. So you're at 299. Jeklar still needs 40 points. So unless he rolls double 20s, you got this. No, he got a 5. No chance. So that puts him at hold on. 265. Alright, go on.
If I roll a 1, but you can't let me have it.
You said I can't?
Well, it's a 12, so never mind.
Oh, you fuck it up. You fly past the finish line, and Uther's in the background going, "Goal!" And Jeklar immediately starts cursing under his breath, and he goes ahead and stops the horse. And he looks back at Uther, who's laughing ridiculously at him, and he just kind of looks over to you, and he waves his hand like, fuck you, you know?
Well, I definitely have the fastest horse.
Alright, so y'all guide your horses back over to Uther, and he says, "Well, I'll go ahead and hop on this stove one, and we'll make our way back into town together. How's that sound?"
So, sounds good. Let's go.
Alright. So, as y'all make your way back in town, Uther looks over and he says, "You guys can go ahead and take your horses wherever you want, or I can take them back and I'll take the hay and everything back to my house, and we'll get started on putting the scarecrows together. Hopefully we have enough for at least 2 or 3 large ones."
Well, if you need more hay, let us know. We can always go back and get more.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. So are you taking your horse, or you want me to take them both back to the house with me for now?
We'll take Rhea and Atlas with us, but you can keep this third one.
Okay. He hops on top of it and starts, trolloping away towards his home. And you quickly hear, "Ah!" throughout the village.
What do you think that was, Jeklar?
I don't know, but we better hurry and check it out. And he begins rushing towards the center of the town.
Well, Jeklar's a fool. I'm gonna hop on my horse and go that same direction.
He was still on his horse, wasn't he?
Oh, never mind. No, okay. Well, we're on our horses, so let's go.
So you guys are there within a second, and as your vision or everything starts coming to vision, you can see somebody in the center of what appears to be these 5 giant furry creatures. They're long. Actually, I'll send you a picture, because why not?
Yeah, send me a picture. Show me these disgusting creatures.
I wouldn't necessarily go as far as say they look disgusting, but they're like, oh shit, where'd it go? Oh wait, I put it in this folder. Do. What the fuck? Alright, there you go. Minus the dead deer in the picture. You see 5 of these large ferret-like creatures. They've got snarling teeth and bloodied claws. Some of them are brown, some of them are white, some of them are almost calico. But in the center of these 5 things, you can see they're each ripping pieces of something. In one's mouth, you can see a leg hanging from it as it gnaws down, and you can see like the blood just pop out of the veins of the legs. Another one's chewing on what appears to be a patch of this hair. And you can see Quinn, the priest, running towards these things in the distance. Oh, and I was wrong about initiative. People apparently do roll a 20. It doesn't make much of a difference, but just a heads up.
Alright, so I see these creatures in front of me. Alright, well, they obviously look fucking hostile.
Oh, yeah. Hostile for sure. They're literally ripping something to pieces in front of you.
How far away are they from me?
I'm going to say you got about a good 20 feet.
Is there any, like, citizens and whatnot in the... wherever the hell...
Aside from whoever appears to be in the center of their attack, not necessarily. Aside from Quinn, who is pretty much on the opposite side of them, about to approach them. So...
You said there's 5, right?
Yeah, 5 of them.
Alright, well... You said I'm how far?
20 feet.
Alright, firebolt the motherfuckers. I'm about to firebolt one of them.
Alright, so let's see. Firebolt, you roll... Well, I guess you just roll your normal hit one for now, and you get a +4 to it to see if it hits them.
I rolled a 19.
Oh yeah, you hit every one of them then, pretty much, because they're all gathered in the middle. So let's see what your damage for that was. Oh wait, I got the card in front of me. What am I doing? That is a 1d10. So go ahead and roll that, and we'll just count it to each of them.
I'm about to hit all of them with my firebolt.
Oh yeah.
That's convenient. Where is my d10?
Firebolt has a range of 120 feet. And you're hitting them all at 20 feet, and they're all right next to each other.
On the d10, the 0 counts as 10, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Alright, let's roll this bad boy. And I rolled a 9. Hell yeah.
Alright, so let me apply that, and then I'll be right with you.
Rolling good tonight.
Alright, so as your flame hits them, they all jump back in the loud shrieking noise, and you can see a couple of them light up flames for a second as their fur starts to burn, and Quinn in the distance quickly jumps back in surprise as he did not expect this giant firebolt to come. And at this point, I think we need to roll for initiative.
I rolled 18.
Alright, so let me roll one more. Alright, so it's going to go it's going to go Quinn, you, Jeklar, and then the weasels. Which is what they are, I guess. What's it called? So Quinn, quickly, he rears his hands up almost as in the way Goku does a Kamehameha. And you see this big ball of fire start lighting from his hands. And within a second, this tiny ball of flames is turned into this large ball. And he quickly lunges it forward directly at these bad boys. Let's see if he hits.
He better.
It does hit, but just barely, oddly enough. I'm going to say it probably only hits 2 of them. But this fireball is huge compared to your fireball. And it strikes right on to the first 2 in the line. And it does... They have to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh my god, this thing is going to hurt like hell. Okay, so let's see what their dexterity would be. They would have a 16. Wow, that's pretty good. Actually, a 19. 16 plus 3. So they need to roll 8 d6s. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, bear with me for a sec to see how this goes. So that's 9, 14, 18, 21, 24. So how's this work? a target takes 8d6 damage on a failed save. Oh, wait. Okay, so I need to roll the saves. That's my bad. Okay, so the first one does save. And the second one does not. So the first one is going to take that full damage, which was the 26 I just counted. So that one literally burst into flames, right? And it's almost as if he crumbles in ash within seconds. And the one beside him takes half damage. So I'm going to roll those and count half of it. That is 12 plus 5. That's, actually 18 plus 5. That's going to be 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So they're going to take 13 damage. And this one bursts into flames and it immediately begins running in the circles before it just drops in the center of a pile. And as it falls on the ground, a pair of these brown rimmed glasses fall out of its mouth. And it is now your turn.
Alright, well, I'm going to cast Firebolt again.
Alright. Shoot that bad boy. But at this, are you aiming for a specific one?
Whichever one's closest to me.
Okay, so that's going to be number 4, because number 5 and 3 are dead. So go ahead.
Well, I did, and it's 16.
Alright, right on. Alright, so 16's definitely going to hit him, and you do 1d10 damage.
7.
Alright, 7 is just going to be enough. How would you like, or you go ahead and describe your firebolt killing this weasel?
Well, my Firebolt hits it like dead on in the face, and it engulfs its head in flames, and it runs around in a circle like the other one and drops dead.
Alright, badass. Alright, so now, Jeklar, he quickly... What did I even let him do? Let's see what he can do. I think Jeklar is going to quickly grab his quarterstaff and javelin throw that bitch at the one closest to him, which is going to be number 2, as there's only 2 left. And he rolled a 5, so he missed completely. As he throws it, the quarterstaff lands in the center of all the blood and guts of whatever this person was. And the weasel kind of looks at him like, really? And then this weasel quickly lunges towards Jeklar. And it rolls an 11. Let me make sure it doesn't get a modifier. It does get a plus 5, so that makes it an 18. No, a 16, which is going to be enough to hit him. And that does 5. Oh, it's 1d4 plus 3. Let me find my d4. So that's 1 plus 3. So Jeklar takes 4 damage as it jumps up onto him and bites the shit out of his leg. Jeklar lets out a ah! So that was 4 damage. Alright. And then the other weasel is going to hop towards you. And he rolled a 1, so as he goes to hop towards you, he immediately trips over one of the burning bodies, and he rolls forward and takes 1 fire damage as it burns the bottom of him. Alright, so now it's Quinn's turn. Quinn is going to, without hesitation, start creating the same fireball in his hand. And he does hit. So I'm going to roll for the first one to see if he saves. The first one does not save. And the second one definitely does not. So they're going to take all of this damage, and that's 8d6s at once. So 12, 13. I'm not even going to bother counting it because the first one's dead. And that one's dead too, without a doubt. So the fireball hits both of them at once, and they just burst into flames, and it's almost like you can see their bones sitting there for a second, scorched black, as the rest of the body just kind of oozes, melts around it, and the whole thing falls, and both of them are now dead. Well, that was a pretty good one. I think that went fast. Jeklar quickly hops off his horse and runs to the center of this hole, shebang and quickly picks up his quarterstaff and starts looking over the blood at it. Quinn quickly runs up to the center and bends down and starts looking at the body parts. And he grabs those brown rimmed glasses and he looks up to you. Oh my god. These are Nadia's glasses. He drops the glasses and puts his hand over his mouth.
Well, I guess Nadia was pretty tasty. These creatures really started eating her.
Jeklar kind of gives you a look like he's kind of telling you, like, read the room, man. Read the room. And Quinn quickly stomps on the glasses and he looks at all the weasels dead around him. And he looks up to you. Uther told me... Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta do the deep voice. Uther told me you guys ran into the witch. I need to know everything. Jeklar kind of looks over at you and then looks back at the dead body. Kind of gives you a weird look, like, okay.
What the hell are you talking about? I don't know anything about a witch.
Uther told me you went to figure out what was causing these giant creatures, and he said you found a witch in some sort of cave.
Uther got a loud mouth. You sure you want to believe what he said?
He kind of rolls his eyes to you. Uther is a very good friend of mine. If Uther tells it to me, I know it to be true.
Well, I suggest you leave said witch alone.
He cocks his head to the side with kind of a cocky, confused look. I said I did not say I wanted to do anything to this witch. I just wanted to know the details. I am an inhabitant of Produce Village. I feel I have the right to know. Jeklar kind of shrugs and he's like, well, man, he did help me bring back my divinity. I really don't see any harm in telling him necessarily.
Alright, Jeklar, you tell him.
Jeklar nods his head and then he kind of relays everything that happened with the witch back to Quinn. And there's no further information I need to know, right?
No, nothing else.
He nods his head and then looks down at the bloodbath. I have to go. I have to go inform everyone. This is tragic. Arnie and her were very close. I will go to Uthor and see the first approach we should take about this. We definitely need to get these scarecrows built soon.
You need a town guard.
He nods. Well, according to what I heard, seems you two have seemed to taken that role lately.
We don't plan to stay here forever, bud.
He looks you up and down and then he kind of says, okay, well, I'm going to speak to Uther now. Jeklar quickly stands up and he looks over the scene again and kind of puts his hands over his head and he looks to you. I really thought she was a very nice woman. I feel so bad for poor Arnie. They pretty much were always in the lettuce hall together, I was told.
Well, you think we should go ask this witch about these ferrets? Where the hell they came from?
Well, I just assumed it was probably just as the bugs are giant, they likely eventually just made their way here searching for food. And it seems, he looks down at the pile of gore everywhere, it highly seems they found it, but not for free.
Well, they definitely need to set up a town guard to fight against creatures that want to invade.
He nods his head. Yes. Well, perhaps Quinn will come to some sort of conclusion with Uther in the meantime while they work on these scarecrows. And he scratches his chin. I'm very surprised. That was a massive attack that Quinn had used. Did you know he could do something like that?
No, I will someday.
He chuckles. Oh, yes. Oh, hopefully we both will, Oromis. We wizards must stick together and work on improving ourselves. But I do feel quite bad for Arnie, So I think I'm going to take the time to go track him down and console him before he has to find this out in another way. Um, these people of this village do not seem very intelligent to me, and I would hate for somebody to be too blunt with him.
Go right ahead, my friend. I'll probably go take a rest.
He nods. I'll see you soon. And he begins walking away. And I'd say, well, okay, what are you going to do at this point?
What are my options?
Well, I'd say, you pretty much have the town as your world. You know, you can pretty much go and try and do anything you particularly have in mind. Like, if you wanted to go take a rest, you could head over to the Corn Inn and get that done. Or you could, hey, there's a whole lot of people in the town you probably still haven't met. Little different things. I can send you a map if you kind of want to have an idea of where you want to go. You could always scoop up some naughty and grill it later. I wonder what kind of, like, benefits you would get, like, when you eat it. Would you get, like, just a regular standard healing roll?
I don't know, but I'm not about to go to cannibalism.
If you don't have anything in mind, I can just continue from here.
Yeah, just continue from here, man. I don't know what to do.
Alright, so as you stand there and kind of just look over the massacre that just happened to poor Naughty and these 5 crispy-looking weasels, a man named Jury comes up. I believe you've heard about him a couple times. You may have met him, I don't recall, but I'm going to send a picture just in case. Let me pop that bad boy up. And if you haven't seen him, I'm curious. Here we go. Send him to the Discord now.
I don't believe I've met him.
Alright. So, this man quickly comes walking up, but he quickly, like, kind of stops and looks at the situation, and his eyes raise in horror, and he begins walking over to you. Oh my god, what happened here?
Well, these 5 ferret-like creatures had a massacre, man. Some woman died.
He shakes his head and then kind of reaches his blue hands up and brushes his, like, silver hair out his way of his eyes, and he looks up at you. I cannot believe this. This is horrible. I set out with the goal when I was a child. I wanted to kill every kind of monster or enemy there was possibly. And this is just a reason why I wish I could have went through it even further. I had so many goals. I even set up a bestiary style book to take note of everything I hoped to accomplish, to kill or to mark everything that I had slain.
So you know what these are?
He looks over the bodies. Well, it's hard to tell because most of them are very, very mangled and scorched, but these definitely appear to be giant weasels to me. Unfortunately, I have never fought any of these. You just fought these just now?
Yeah, roasted them.
Oh my goodness. Maybe somebody like you deserves my book. I've never had a chance to fill in anything in it. I ended up leaving the adventuring life behind because I got married and I had a child. I don't know if you've seen her. She's very adorable. She comes through here a lot. But I think maybe this book serves you better. And he reaches into his back pocket and he pulls out this little book. And on the front of it, it has carved Book of Enemies. And he reaches out to hand it to you.
Well, I'll take it.
Yes. Unfortunately, the book is pretty empty as I've never really fought much. But I always had this dream of filling it. So I think if you... Every 25 types of enemies or creatures you put in here and bring it back to me to show you, I'll reward you just for giving me that satisfaction of knowing somebody's doing what I couldn't. and I kind of just have an interest in learning of all the enemies of the world. So maybe one day, if things change, I could possibly take my role back.
Well, that sounds nice. I'll be back soon then.
All right. By the way, you came from Aslock Kingdom, right? Uther had been telling a couple of us that.
Yes, I was an orphan that grew up there.
Oh wow. Well, we have a man here. He lives in the beat house down the road. He's been asking a whole lot if anyone's seen a friend of his. His friend is from the Aslock Kingdom, so I was thinking perhaps maybe you knew who he was talking about or have met him at some point.
Who is this man and what's he look like?
Oh, if you mean his friend, I'm not quite sure. I have not met the fellow, but perhaps you could go speak with Marklin yourself and find out who he's talking about.
Okay. I'll go talk to him.
Alright, you just go down this way and turn this way. And does anyone know about this here? Like, should I start cleaning this mess?
I mean, if it's your job to, man, go right ahead. I'm not your boss.
He shrugged his shoulders. Well, it's certainly not my job, but we have to figure out who this person is, probably, and I really would be devastated for my child to see this, so I think I will get on it while you go investigate.
Alright. You enjoy.
Alright, so you begin making your way down the road a little bit and make a turn or two, and you eventually come to the outside of the giant beet house. Yeah, and you can see there's several like little baskets scattered around of sliced up beets outside of it, and you can hear a man kind of doing a hum on the inside of the house.
Well, I'm gonna knock on the door.
Alright, and as you knock, it comes to a sudden stop of his humming, and then this man he opens the door, and as soon as he opens the door, you can see this man is no ordinary man. His skin is a dark red color, and he's got horns that curl like a goat. He's wearing this golden metallic armor, and at his feet you can see he's got like I don't want to say horse feet. Can you see the picture?
Goat's feet?
Yeah, goat's feet. Duh. Alright. And he's got large goat's feet. And he quickly looks you up and down. Hello?
Well, are you Marklin?
I am Marklin. He puts his hands to his side real quick, and you can quickly see a long black tail flipping behind him. When I say flipping, just like moving around like a cat's would, you know?
I heard you from the Aslock's kingdom.
No. I'm from here, but I do have some contacts in the Aslock kingdom. Are you from there?
Yeah, I'm from there.
Oh, thank God. I've been meaning to talk to somebody. He quickly bends down and sits a shovel he was kind of holding on his side on the ground. I have a friend. He usually would come here and buy tons and tons of beets from me, and I haven't seen him in at least a week, and he would definitely usually try and communicate with me more often. His name's Avalon. You wouldn't happen to have met him when you were in the Aslock Kingdom, would you?
No, I've never met an Avalon.
He shakes his head and smacks his teeth. That's a damn shame. As good as friends of me and his, as good as of friends me and him are, I don't understand why he would not reach out, especially since he's constantly buying my product at a really good deal. Good deal for me and him. But, I don't know, maybe he'll come around.
Keep an eye out, bud. I hope you find him.
Thanks. If you happen to see him, though, just tell him Marklin's looking for him, and it's pretty important,
Alright, I'll try to keep an eye out, bud.
Alright. He kind of slowly starts to close the door, waiting to see if you've got anything else to say.
Damn, I don't really even remember exactly why I came to his house.
Just because he was he was wondering about his friend. And Jury said you might have known him.
Do I actually know Avalon?
Oh yeah, Avalon's the guy that got ate by the spider.
Oh.
I definitely thought you were just like, nope, I don't know nothing about that. I don't know.
Oh yeah, I intended to forget about his ass. Yeah, I'll let him go in and shut the door. I'm leaving.
As you turn around, you see a little girl. Here, let me show you what she looks like, and I'll describe her. Where this little bitch at? Here she go. Alright. You see this little girl wearing a purple dress, and she's blue skinned. You can tell she looks very similar to the guy you just met a few minutes ago. She's got little pigtails and black hair, and she comes skipping past you with a big old basket in each hand of all kinds of different vegetables and fruits. And she turns to you, and she says, "Hey, mister."
Hey there, darling. How are you?
"I'm doing great. I haven't seen you around here before. Are you new?"
Just escorting a couple friends to the forest that didn't make it, and now I'm here.
Wow. What do you mean they didn't make it?
Giant spiders.
Her eyes grow very wide, and she looks around her, and she's like, I don't like spiders. I hope they're not coming this way."
Well, I don't think they are. But don't try to fight them like my buddy Avalon.
Her eyes grow wide again. "I don't think I'm strong enough to fight a spider, mister. I couldn't even be in the room with a small one."
Then, well, don't approach them and always run.
She nods her head. "Well, I've just been out picking all kinds of different harvests for us and produce. Would you like some?"
No. I'm about to get going.
Are you sure? I worked really hard getting all this stuff. It's the first time my dad's let me go pick our harvest ourselves.
No, thank you.
She kind of lowers the baskets on her side and then looks down at the ground. She says, "Okay, mister. I guess I'll see you later."
Alright, later.
She turns and starts walking away. And now you're just standing in the middle of the street.
Said what?
So you're just standing in the middle of the street. A little bit further down the road, you can see somebody walking, and you can see they got a large bag on the back of their back. But otherwise, you don't see a lot of activity aside from the sad little girl walking away.
Alright, well, now I want to go back to the inn. It's pretty dark now, right?
I'd say give or take. It's got to be at least like 4 or 5 o'clock at night. But yeah, so you want to go to the inn?
I'm gonna go check on Uthor and see how them scarecrows are coming.
Alright. So you make your way back over there. It probably takes you like 10-15 minutes to make your way to his house. And as you walk up to his house, you see Quinn come storming out, and he slams the door behind him. And he looks you up and down, and then he turns and starts walking the opposite way towards the exit of the town. And Uther comes and opens the door real aggressive, and he looks back at Quinn, and he looks to you. "Oh, hey, how's it going?"
What's wrong with Quinn?
He shakes his head. He seemed pretty pissed off about the whole weasel incident he just told me about. I'm actually about to go out that way and clean it up, I guess. That's terrible news about Nadia. I hope Arnie's okay.
Well, Arnie's just gonna have to deal with it.
Our gatherings of food and festive will never be the same now. She she cooked pretty much everything we ate that wasn't just raw vegetables and fruit. She was one of the best cooks I've ever met in my entire life, and the village is not going to be the same without her.
I mean, Uthor, let's be real, man. If these scarecrows don't work, we're gonna have to go kill that witch.
He shakes his head. Straight to business. Let's hope they do. I've had Adder taking the time to put some of them together, and he's got 2 of them set up so far. They're pretty large. These things are a good 20 feet tall, so you guys did a really good job. Just got about enough hay. I think the third one's going to be looking a little light. Maybe he'll be missing an arm or something, but Adder's pretty good. He'll improvise, even if he has to stuff it with leaves.
Alright, we'll give him a test run, but if it doesn't work, we're gonna have to go kill that witch. Big vegetables are nice, but big animals killing people is not.
Well, it's kind of like a rock and a hard place there, because if the witch dies, the whole village dies, and, well, yeah, lives are more important than the giant produce, but where will we live? Are we not at risk just being out in the open when we no longer have a town? It would take us months and months to even get a start of a structure building it from actual wood.
Well, the plants are already big for now. It would take several years before they become small.
Well, I guess it really depends, The typical, let's just say, my house is a plum. You just have a plum sitting out on your table. I'd say that plum's going to spoil within about a week. And I imagine with the large fruit, it might take a little longer, but potentially it could increase the speed of it too. But maybe we're just looking at the negatives. Let's just hope to our best capabilities that these scarecrows are going to pull it off and make a difference. And, maybe we'll put Adder to work. We'll have him start guarding the town, since apparently Smolder can't handle watching things. Like, what? Why the fuck couldn't he tell us there's 5 giant weasels in our town,
I got one question for you.
What's up?
So you change your house like once a week or something, or does this just stay alive and you live in it?
Oh, no. So none of this fruit ever seems to go bad, but we never knew why. But based on what you told me about the witch, I assumed the ground is enriched and she's keeping it that way. So as long as she's alive, none of the food will spoil. That's my understanding anyway. I'm no magic user.
Okay. That's crazy.
Yes, but let's just hope for the best.
Alright, well, let's see if these scarecrows are going to work. Let's go check on those.
Alright. So, you guys walk for another about 10 or so minutes in the direction Quinn went, and as you and Uther walk up, you can see these large, towering scarecrows. I'd say they're probably about 115 feet away from each other, just kind of in separate directions, close to the wood line. But the 2 of them are looking real good. The third one is only half done. It's basically just 2 giant legs on a giant wooden pole, and Adder is standing at the bottom of it, and he's kind of got like this giant, he's got one of the carts, and it's like a lot less haze in it now, but he's pulling a bunch of it out. And Uther says, "Hey, how's it going over here?" And I don't remember Adder's voice, so I'm gonna just roll with it. "Oh, hey Uther, it's going pretty good. Yeah, we got the first 2 set up over here. I made sure I kept them at a fair distance like we were talking about. That one probably took me, I actually would say I did that first one pretty fast, but by the time I got to the second one, I've been worn out. A lot of lifting, and it's not very easy to go back and forth, but I'll have the third one done by the end of the night. No worries there, Uther."
So, are you able to move these scarecrows?
He kind of raises his eyes and kind of, pushes his neck back like, and he says, well, I guess essentially it would definitely take me a long time, but if I needed to, I could take one down and relocate it. Do you think we should put him somewhere else?
I would suggest one on each side of the town.
Well, see, at the front of it, I figured we didn't really need too much because we have the giant vine wall of that stuff. Unless it's flying, it's not going to make it through. We've got this one right here by us at the very south of the village is what I say. And that one about 115 feet over there. It kind of stops and he looks at it. He says, actually, I kind of think you're making a good point. Maybe I should relocate this and scatter it farther down, because that's nowhere near split up between the village. I think you're right.
Think ahead, buddy.
Uther quickly puts his hand on your shoulder, kind of like, not forcefully, but much harder than the average person was. And he kind of grips it a little tight and he says, see, this is why we need people like you in our village. You're a smart guy. I don't know what we'd do without you.
You get eaten by ferrets.
Hey, oh, well, yes, that quite could be the case. Adder wipes his face and he says, okay, I'll go ahead and get started taking that one over there down, and I'll pull this one back down. And hopefully I can finish it by the end of the night, but this definitely just added a little bit of time onto the work. But it's the smart decision, and I'm glad you said something.
Hatch it while it's early.
He nods his head, and then Uther takes his hand off your shoulder and he says, oh, by the way, Gribbler was asking me about you. He said he had some cool stuff, and he was hoping you'd be interested.
Gribbler's the, Who's Gribbler again?
He's the one that was selling you all the stuff out of that big bag.
Oh, the special gear?
Yeah.
Alright, let's go see Gibbler.
Alright. So you leave Uther and Adder to do their thing, and you make your way over to Gribbler's house. Only takes you a handful of minutes to get there. And he's standing outside and he's got his bag on the ground. And he's kind of just he shoves something in it real quick and then closes top and ties it up and throws it back on his back. And as he turns around, he sees you and he raises his hand. Oh, my. You come back for more, huh?
Yeah, how much is it going to cost me this time?
I guess I don't really remember that, so give me one sec. That was a couple sessions ago for sure. Okay, so let's see. I think technically the next one would be 16 gold. So he goes, well, I think we're at the 16 gold portion of this one. You willing to gamble it today?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Alright, rolled at 20. And I think I should be able to tell you what you've already got and stuff.
Nat 20.
Alright. He sticks his hand in the bag and pulls out what appears to be an arrowhead. It's an arrow-shaped rock, and it kind of glimmers like something's shiny about it. And he says, wow, this is a pretty nice one. And I think I did the wrong voice, but he reaches over and hands it to you. You want me to tell you more about that?
Please.
Well, this thing's got the magical capability of attaching and detaching itself to any quarterstaff. It definitely gives it makes every attack a little more impactful from that specific quarterstaff that it's attached to.
So it becomes pretty much a spearhead.
Basically, and the actual logic is it adds +2 to any attack you use with the quarterstaff. So if you rolled a 17, boom, it's a 19.
So it's +2 to hit, not +2 damage.
Yeah, +2 to hit.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and write down that you got that. That is called the quarterstaff arrowhead. Alright. and you also lost 16 gold.
Hey, I
Now,
wrote it down. I got 26 now.
alright, I don't think that would even cover your next purchase on it. That would be 32 if they double each time. But he says, so, you looking to make another deal?
Sorry, Gibbler, I can't afford it now.
Well, how short are you? Maybe I could make an exception this time.
I'm not giving you all my gold, Gibbler.
Ah, you can't blame me for trying. I'm a man of money. I love to make me some money, and I know people love to get these items. Who knows what you could get next? I'd even be willing to do 10 gold for the next one. Keep in mind, it would have been 32 gold, so that's essentially 22 gold off.
Alright, let's do it.
Alright, so minus 10 gold, and roll that 20.
5.
5, okay, let's see. He sticks his hand in, and he pulls out this weird glass jar, and you can see some like fleshy stuff floating around in this pickled like fluid. And he looks down at it, and he looks at you, and he says, yeah, I don't know how much you're gonna like this one, but here you go.
What was it called?
I didn't really write a name for it, but he goes, yeah, that skin looking stuff in there, that is the flesh of this guy who they used to claim to be was a god. So I don't really know the story of it. Some people say it's rare, some people think it just looks nasty. So basically, I guess if you want to write it down, you could call it God's Jar, or however you wanted to address that.
God's jar of flesh.
Yeah, that sounds good. I better write that down too. Oh, hey, you know that one item you got from me, the like little wooden charm?
Will that be the Mon Bracer?
No, you got that from Smolder. It was called the Wholewood.
Oh, the Wholewood, yeah.
Well, I was thinking I probably didn't really explain what it was to you very well. When you're wearing that charm, it will help you. I don't want to say it'll make you breathe underwater, but it'll definitely give you a good chance of not. It's almost like it gives you a little extra air for a minute or something. And so out of character, what it does is whenever you're making a saving throw against drowning to death, you get advantage as long as you have that.
Okay.
Well, buddy, I don't think I'll be able to make any more deals with you, so I think that's all I got for you today. And quickly throws the large bag over his shoulder again. But hey, maybe that quarterstaff arrow's gonna come in handy. I bet that's gonna be cool for you, man.
Well, it's definitely gonna come in handy.
Alright, well, I appreciate your money. Good luck to you, and hopefully I'll see you soon to spend some more.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Alright, and as you turn to leave, you can see this little girl, the same girl as before, kind of walking around, and she's digging one hand into a basket and throwing some pieces in her mouth, and she looks over to you real sad looking again, and then she turns and starts walking down the street.
Well, at this point, I kind of want to go back to the inn.
So you make your way back to the inn, and as you go inside, Naguk is just sitting there, and he's looking at a little mint-like thing in front of him, and he looks at you. Hey, would you like a mint?
Does Polly want a cracker? No, I don't.
He kind of hesitantly lowers the mint. He says, who's Polly?
You know, the bird. And I keep walking past him.
He just stands there looking really confused as you go upstairs and make your way to your room. Alright, so you about to lay down for the night?
Yeah.
Alright, so as you close your eyes, you seem to sleep almost peacefully for what feels like a good little while before suddenly, boom, the flickers again. This woman, you can see her jaw stretched open and the black blood cracking and oozing out her skin, and she begins screaming, "Help me!" And then quickly, boom, you wake up once again, covered in sweat. But you feel refreshed otherwise.
All healed up?
Yep, all healed up. And you can hear a light chatter coming from downstairs.
I guess I'm gonna see what's going on downstairs.
Alright, as you open the door and begin making your way down there, you can hear Jeklar's voice. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. I don't know who it could mean, but maybe I wouldn't worry about it. Sometimes Oromis says things I have no clue what he's talking about. He means no harm by it, I assume. Okay, but I'll be on the lookout for a woman named Polly. He said something about her being a bird. Oh, nonsense. Don't worry about it, Naguk. And at this point, you make it down the stairs. Oh, good morning, Oromis.
Good morning, Jeklar.
Did you sleep well?
No.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I imagine a lot of people in the village did not after finding out of Nadia's loss. I hope everyone's okay. I spent a good portion of the night consoling Arnie. He is bewildered. He could not even control his sobs, so I spent some time making him feel better to the best of my abilities, and I had to come crash for the night.
Well, yeah, let's go with that one. So what do you think we should do now, Jeklar?
Well, I haven't seen the progress of the scarecrows yet. Would you perhaps want to go check on that?
Yeah, they should be done by now.
Oh, awesome. Well, let's go check it out. I'll see you later, Naguk. Goodbye. I don't want to crack Oromis. Okay, Naguk. Okay.
Polly want a cracker?
He kind of cringes a little bit in confusion, and he kind of just puts his hands up and waves like, nah. And then Jeklar says, "Oh, okay, Oromis, let's go before this gets weird." And he starts walking out the door.
Alright, well, I guess me and Jeklar are going to go check on these scarecrows.
Alright, so y'all make y'all's way to where y'all originally were, and you can see Adder's not there, but he's got one single scarecrow at the south side of the town, and it's more positioned in the center of where people come and go from, and it's pretty fucking big. I know it's only like 20 or so feet, but it's built very bulky, and it looks like a pretty solid job. So y'all kind of admire that one for a second, and you walk a good distance around the town before finding the second one. And this one looks even more fancy. You had seen it before, but it seems in the process of moving it, he fluffed it up a little bit. He went ahead and added some more leaves anyway, since he was so into it. So this one looks a little more intimidating than the first one did. And then y'all make y'all's way to the opposite side of town, and this third one is just beefed up. Like, you can tell he used every bit of piece of hay he could. He's got leaves all in that bitch. He's got sticks sticking out of it. It looks almost monstrous compared to the other two. And I'd say this one's a good 10 feet taller than the other ones as well. Wow, these look really good. I don't know. He must have put a lot of work in this. I thought we had a hard job.
Yeah, he must have put a lot of hard work into it.
I'm very glad we're adventurers versus employees. Something I had planned that we were gonna move forward with. It kind of got messed up while we were playing, so I don't really know how to approach that. So we're just not gonna do it, and I'm gonna figure out something different for the next session.
All right.
But it was probably a good call for your sake, but could have got interesting, but we'll leave it at that.
What did I mess up on?
Well, I won't say you messed it up or anything. You didn't mess up. You just didn't do what I thought you would do. And I guess I'll tell you, but it's no longer canon and won't happen. But had you ate from the little girl's basket, she had picked all kinds of different stuff she found out in the wilderness. And one of them were shrooms. And you would have had to make a constitution check. And if you did not pass the constitution save, you would have started tripping, and it was going to be crazy. I came up with some interesting ideas for that.
You see, you don't eat things that people just randomly give you.
Yeah, it was a smart call from him, for sure.